was engaged to the second prince, but that stupid moron broke the engagement to marry his girlfriend from the Baron's house. Everyone cheered for the new couple and gave their blessings, and Kyle got so over the moon that he started blaming Scarlet for their failed engagement, saying that the more he got closer to the Baron's daughter, Scarlet started bullying her. And one time she took things so far that she even pushed the pink-haired girl from the stairs. Such an obvious lie. Scarlet was so fed up with this prince that she didn't even bother to speak. She just accepted it naturally. But before leaving, Scarlet had one last wish. Kyle tried to decline granting her request, but his girl asked him to let Lady Scarlet do as she wished. So on that note, Scarlet went ahead and changed the whole geography of that bitch's face. Now, her engagement to Prince Kyle was decided from an early age. Even back then, Scarlet was such a tomboy that her brother had to constantly warn her not to hit anyone. Just recently, she punched a count's son because he was bullying a commoner's kid. So, in a way, she wasn't wrong, and her brother couldn't scold her that much. Then at her debutante ball, Kyle saw her, and from there the engagement between her and Kyle was fixed. Scarlet didn't like this, but her father, the Duke, didn't listen to her. Kyle had nasty behavior since childhood. He always tormented Scarlet in every possible way as time went by, and Scarlet built a tolerance to endure his behavior. In school, she was a role model student, top in every subject and field, yet Prince Kyle always treated her like a slave, even in public. But Scarlet never uttered a single word. Then one day, Kyle barged into her class and got rough with Scarlet because she didn't bring him lunch on time. But in truth, Kyle was angry because Scarlet was chosen for special curriculum while he was dropped into the common one. So he pulled out a dagger to cut off Scarlet's beautiful silver hair to make an excuse to annul their engagement. As for Scarlet's father, Kyle knew the Duke wouldn't say a word because he was a dog who obeyed every order. Scarlet had enough and her pressure point reached its limit. But that's when Prince Julius stepped in. He told Kyle to his face that he's stupid, and that's why he was dropped into the common curriculum. He was a good guy, and even spoke respectfully to Scarlet. So Kyle ordered his attendant to take Julius away. But he's the first prince, so no one could touch him. That's why Kyle had to tuck his tail between his legs and leave. So the situation was resolved, at least for the time being. The Kingdom of Palestine has two princes. Julius is born from the queen, which is why the nobles are divided into two factions supporting each prince. Scarlet didn't want to get involved in this, but Julius is a snake and he wouldn't let her off that easily. He started pulling strings from the shadows and took the one place where Scarlet always stood first. Julius passed with a perfect score, but despite being good at everything, the professor never gave Scarlet a perfect score, meaning Julius had pulled his tricks. Yet Scarlet didn't back down. She trained hard in everything to reclaim her first place. Julius came to congratulate her on her comeback and left, and from that day on, Julius started following her wherever she went. But thinking about it the past few days, Kyle never showed up even once, which meant Julius staying around Scarlet was the reason. So in a way, he was protecting her, but still he treated her like some strange creature he had never learned about in his encyclopedia. No wonder Scarlet could never come to like him. But aside from that, this is how we return to the present. That punch Scarlet threw was truly satisfying, but she knew this wasn't enough. All the black-hearted nobles from the second prince's side deserved a good beating too. So she took out the guards and started going around beating them up. Everyone became scared of her. So nobles began announcing that whoever stops this mad dog would get their daughter married to him or even be given their wife. Such low-born nobles. Some even promised to hand over all their slaves to their savior, which exposed the dark side of the second prince's faction, because slavery is illegal in the kingdom. So after everything was done, the time came for Kyle to take a punch as well. Julius was greatly amused, but felt bad he couldn't witness the spectacular show. But suddenly, Scarlet blacked out. After a few days, when she woke up, someone was already there to assassinate her, but she got him with a firm punch. And upon hearing the noise, her brother rushed in. And behind him, Julius also appeared. He came to deliver the news that Scarlet's engagement to Kyle had been canceled because Kyle was disinherited, since crimes of illegal slave trading from his faction had surfaced. So Scarlet was cleared of all blame because she brought such criminals to light. Although her marriage would be delayed for some time because she became a hero of the town, rumors spread that a lady beat numerous noble criminals with just her fists and delivered justice. In any case, several nobles were exposed, including a high-ranking one, the Prime Minister Godwin. To expose him and all corrupt nobles, Julius even formed a special investigation team with Leo. And the one who informed them about Godwin was Kyle's aide, Sigurd, who turned out to be an undercover agent of Julius. He apologized to Scarlet for how he had to treat her while serving Kyle, so Scarlet let bygones be bygones because many times he had secretly saved her from Kyle's underlings. After that, Scarlet wanted to contact her friends from the academy since now she could finally spend time with them. But before all that, she wanted to deal with the assassin who tried to kill her earlier. She went to the shed where the assassin was kept, but a dog jumped at her. But that mutt was no threat. It was a beastman assassin dressed as a maid. The poor guy was a slave, so he had no choice but to obey his master's orders. Scarlet offered to free him from slavery, but in return wanted to know who sent him. The boy agreed, so Scarlet used her time reversal skill to erase the slave crest. In this world, every person is favored by a particular god, though they don't know it, and once they can harness that god's power. Scarlet here is favored by the god of time, Kronos, which is why the royal family wanted her. But this power drains her mana extremely fast, like when she blacked out at the ball due to time acceleration. So she asked Nanaka to keep it a secret. Nanaka agreed because it was a small price to pay for freedom. Anyway, he revealed that he was hired by Prime Minister Godwin because Scarlet had struck his son. He is deeply involved in slavery and other crimes. Nanaka said he could connect her with a slave trader if it meant taking Godwin down. Scarlet agreed and went to the slums Nanaka mentioned. But Julius followed them as well. He wanted to see his kingdom with his own eyes, how his people truly lived. Because after graduating from the academy, he would have to learn kingship and wouldn't be allowed to leave the castle. But more than that, Julius didn't want to miss something fun again. And right there, a group of goons showed up trying to rob the golden goose in front of them. Earlier, Scarlet had paid 1 gold to a child to buy a mithril ore, but it turned out to be just a rock. Still, the child was happy that he scammed a noble and told others about it. So the goons caught wind and beat the kid up before stealing the gold, then came here to steal even more. But Scarlet put them in their place. Luckily, one of them knew where a guy named Junk was hiding. The one Nanaka said could provide information on Godwin's illegal slave trading. But Julius asked Scarlet to leave it to him. He went in and came out with the name and location of the slave trader Godwin uses. He didn't use violence like Scarlet. Instead, he bought the man with money and played it smart. Now the question was how to infiltrate the slave auction where that trader operates. And Nanaka said he had an idea. But that's where the video ends for today. So stay tuned for the next part of this anime, and for that, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to get the latest updates.